Welcome to another edition of the Ultimate Drive of the Chevrolet Warriors. In the show, we meet up with Rusty Tehran and Davy Jacobs as they tell us about the other loves in their lives. We go off to St. George's Park as the team supports breast cancer. And then it's a quick visit for an out-in-the-wild trip at Shamwari. And finally, in the player profile, we introduce you to Grahamstown-born batsman Michael Price. But first up, with the cricket season well on the way, the Warriors are preparing for the up-and-coming Sunfoil 4-Day series. It is still seen by many cricket supporters as the truest form of the game. During the last season, the Warriors have spent a lot of time improving on the 4-day game strategy, as Colin Ingram explains.
No, it's massive. I mean, it's amongst all cricketers, it's definitely sort of the favourite format, and it's the truest form of cricket still. So guys value that. And looking back last year, I mean, we made massive strides here at the Warriors. So. I'm sure everyone's looking forward to it and just ready to get stuck in again. Yeah, I've been in the middle order. I've sort of enjoyed a move in the last couple of years there and just looked to control things and sort of manipulate the game from there. I've enjoyed sort of playing both roles, either kicking on or just holding it together. So it's been a good role for me and I've enjoyed that. Looking forward to bowling some leggies again as well.
The 4-day campaign gets on the way against the Knights in East London. We caught up with coach Piet Botha and spoke about the past Momentum Cup.
Yeah, I thought we played really good cricket throughout. Unfortunately, we didn't qualify for the semi-finals, but all in all, I thought the cricket played was very good. We showed some good composure when needed, and obviously we had 3 rained-out games, which you can never guarantee anything, but it might have had an effect on the end result. But that's it's cricket and that's life.
The first season was a big improvement from last season. The biggest thing for us was we started really well in terms of results, but not in terms of performance, and we knew that. But because of the weather, we couldn't really get into a rhythm in terms of playing continuously when we were playing well. So that sort of threw us out, and in retrospect, we only had one really bad game, and that's what cost us to the semi-final, to be honest.
Although the team lost out in playing in the final by losing to the Cobras by only 1 run, there was still a lot of positives taken from the series.
I'm going to start by saying the team vibe is unbelievable at the moment, and by the results shown, I mean, that done a lot for us this season, just getting that vibe back into the team. It's a youngish team, and I mean, it all ended up probably with one game, if we maybe just or 1 run, you could say, but yeah, that would have changed the whole outlook on the Momentum Cup. But yeah, the guys are in a good state of mind, and they keen for this Sunfoil series.
With the start of the 4-day series, a few familiar faces now return to the Warriors squad.
Well, I'll be opening the batting. We've got also ball seam, but we've got 5 frontline bowlers, so maybe a job with a ball, maybe a containing role, but my main job will be to open the innings and get us off to a good start.
Being part of the Chevrolet Warriors team is not all about just playing cricket. At times you also have to reach out to those in the community around you. Recently at Access St. George's Park, a breast cancer awareness tea was held together with Reach for Recovery. The event was inspired by Davy Jacobs' wife, Liz Jacobs, and the mom of Simon Harmer.
This was a brainchild of Barbara Harmer, who's the mom of Simon Harmer. She wanted to do something for breast cancer, and she chose us. So Reach for Recovery are going to be the very lucky beneficiaries of this whole afternoon. Reach for Recovery is a volunteer-based assist and support group. We are all cancer survivors, and we visit breast cancer surgery patients in the various hospitals in Port Elizabeth with the permission of the medical professionals, and also having been trained by the oncologists and social welfare workers. We go and we give each patient who comes out of surgery a little cushion to put under the arm to help with the glands that have been removed, the pain, and a little bag to put the drain in so it's less unsightly. And we give them a lot of literature, such as lymphedema, what's exercises to be done after breast cancer, even sexuality after breast cancer. There is life after breast cancer, and it's certainly not a death sentence.
Although it's aimed at a female audience, the Warriors were proud to be part of it.
Yeah, I think it's massive. It's one of the few things we're involved with now as a franchise, as players. Simon Holmer's mom, Barbara, approached my wife Liz a while ago about this idea, and they managed to put this thing together, and we were always going to be involved. You know, we get so much support from the girls playing cricket, so yeah, we're really enjoying this and being involved with this, and hopefully it's the first of many. I think a wife or a girlfriend plays a massive role in anyone's career. I think more than people know. It's probably the one person you open up to at night after a good or a bad day. You know, they support us in every way, and we can't thank them enough. So to do something like this is obviously special for us as well.
Part of the team's duties was to actually serve the ladies.
They've been joking inside about us serving them. As much as mom just asking for some more warm milk for her tea. So yeah, a bit of banter going around, but it's all good fun and we're enjoying it.
In this month's player profile, we meet up with a young man from Grahamstown who's the opening batsman for the Chevrolet Warriors, Michael Price.
I come from Grahamstown, and it was a great upbringing, not too many bad influences there. I went to St Andrews College, and my dad was a first-class cricketer and my brother a good cricketer. So when I was about 7, my dad got me going. My father was definitely my most influential person in my life in terms of all sports. End of 2002, Adi Burrell, he left for Ireland, and he was the EP coach for I think 2 or 3 years. And he convinced me to go and play club cricket over in Ireland. I started playing again in end of 2009. I decided I finished my studies, and then I thought, well, let's give cricket a go. So I started playing for the EP amateur side under Pete Botha, and then I think it was a year later they offered me a contract with the Warriors. My most memorable moment in my career with the Warriors thus far would definitely have to be the 100 I scored in the first game of the Sunfoil series last year. The most important thing I love is actually the sea. Even now while I was in England, the thing I missed the most was the sea. But the Eastern Cape is so diverse. I mean, we've got so many game parks, nature reserves, and I really love the outdoors and the wild. My father was a farmer, and so therefore I grew up in a farming environment, so I really enjoy the outdoors and the wildlife. The weather's good, and the wind's not blowing too hard, which is not very often here in PE. Quite a few of us like to try and get on the golf course. My fiance and I, Jess, we've been out for 6.5 years, and while I was in England this year in the off-season, I decided to propose to Jess.
He proposed to me on the west coast of England. We were playing at a course then, so he proposed on the 16th hole because that was the most scenic hole. So basically he putted, put the ring in the hole, and then I putted, and then when I got my ball out, the ring was there.
Yeah, Price is the father figure in the team. A lot of guys use him to bounce ideas off, and yeah, Price is very strong mentally, very strong in the mind, so that's helped him a lot in his career, and you can see that coming through.
With the Momentum Cup a thing of the past, the team are now preparing to take part in the Sunfoil 4-day series. And what better way to prepare than to get out to Shamwari, one of the Eastern Cape's top game reserves. Our 3 deputies, Davy Jacobs, Ayad Gamane and Rusty Turon, donned on their sheriff's hats and went out to meet Gunter Strauss, the GM of the Shamwari Group, located just on 100 kilometres from Port Elizabeth.
Oh, absolutely. Cricket has been very important for us in the past. We've had numerous very good teams here, and of course it's nice to be associated with the teams in the local area, and it's good to have the guys out here today to experience the true conservation that we're busy doing at the moment. Shamwari is an exclusive game reserve offering 6 luxury lodges at a great rate, and what we do also is we contribute to the Wilderness Foundation to Save the Rhino project, which is really something that sits high on our agenda in Africa, and South Africa in particular. And we're certainly the world leaders in saving this species in conjunction with the Wilderness Foundation.
The Shamwari Reserve is the perfect destination if you want to see the Big Five in action. With a slow open canopy drive throughout the reserve, players managed to spot a few of the Big Five and a few photo opportunities as well. We caught up with Ayad Gamane, who wanted to know from him how important it was to have a day off from the game every now and then.
Yeah, days off are very important. You can't always be all focused on the top of your game every day. You got to have a bit of downtime just to relax and take your mind off cricket for a bit. Because obviously, when you are playing cricket, you got to be focused and you got to be on the ball every single minute of it. So this is lovely to come to Shamwari, have a nice lunch, have a nice little game drive, seeing a few things that you don't see everyday life. So it's very nice, very pleasing as well.
The boys even managed to spot a white rhino in its natural environment.
Yeah, what a way to spend the day off. I think, beautiful 28 degrees out here, blue skies, some good company. We had a beautiful lunch. I think seen a few things that I've never seen. One of the biggest white rhinos that I've ever seen in my life. And it's just a beautiful property, a beautiful estate. I think, with no doubt we'll be back here again with any opportunity that allows.
Only one thing left to do, no matter where you are, always time to sign a bat for a young fan. As cricketers, it's always good to have a hobby or a passion just to get your mind off the game at times. Very few people know that both Davy Jacobs and Rusty Theron has recently been bitten by the bug to own a classic vehicle, both the vehicles being restored by them as well. Both vehicles are absolute classics dating back to the 1970s. Davy's got a blue C10 Chevy pickup, while Rusty Theron has a classic black Chevy Camaro. Both vehicles require lots of care and attention, and it helps the two keep their minds off the games just when they need it the most. We headed out with the two and wanted to know a little bit more about the passion that has recently bit them, and how it all started, and how they got to get the two vehicles.
Well, I've never really been a big car man myself. I don't really care. Just A to B would get me there. I think when I was looking through sort of what's available in terms of old cars, I think that's the first time I ever sort of fell in love with a car. I just saw a picture and I was like, what is that? I don't know anything about cars. I looked into it a little bit further. So it was a 68 Camaro. I think once you sort of get into the whole thing, it sucks you in very quickly. Sort of a whole big world out there of motoring, and it's a beautiful thing.
While Rusty owns a muscle car, Davy Jacobs opted for a pickup, something he always wanted.
No, well, she's always known I like old cars and I want a big truck. She drives a big as Chevy SUV, so she's happy. I was driving a Chevy Cruze at the time, and I sold the Cruze eventually. But the truck, Billy Bob was always going to be there. I've been looking for him so long, and he'll be in the family forever, I reckon. I've only got 2 daughters, no sons, so I suppose one of my daughters, son-in-law, one of them will have to get Billy Bob one day.
As we bid you farewell from Port Elizabeth, just a quick update in case you didn't hear. The Warriors drawing the first game in the Sunfoil 4-day series against the Knights, so it's all to play for as we enter the rest of the Sunfoil 4-day series.